Before I say anything that has to do with SmackDown, I just want to do a moment of silence real quick before I start this review. Thank you. The reason why I did that is because I lost a very special person to me 1 year ago today. I'm not going to go into much detail, but if you know me, you know why. And I'll just say it was a very hard day that day. So it has been 1 year since it happened. That's why I did this moment of silence before I go on into my SmackDown review. So I just wanted to do that before I move on. I miss my grandma, so very, very much. A lot. So I just wanted to do that. But SmackDown. SmackDown. This show, which wasn't even all that half that bad, to be honest. We did kick it off kind of like what they've been doing before. We're going through multiple wrestlers talking about what they're going to do tonight and whatever match they got going on. But we did have the Firefly Funhouse open up the show as Bray Wyatt pretty much says, I'm late, I apologize, but I'm out here looking for Braun Strowman. He's still stuck in that swamp and whatnot, but he never wanted to hurt him, he just wanted to help him. And that he wants to help Strowman. And now no one is safe until he gets what he wants, as in the Fiend. So we'll come back to that way later into the show. But we do kick it off with the Intercontinental Championship on the line. AJ Styles versus Gran Metalik. Listen, this was a good match. I'll say that. Now listen, nobody really thought Gran Metalik was ever going to win this title match, okay? I think we all know that. But this was not bad for what it was. Actually, a pretty good match between AJ and Gran Metalik. AJ damn near can work with anybody, if you ask me. So, I guess give somebody else a chance. Which, like I said about that Fatal 4-Way last week. None of those guys deserved any chance at the Intercontinental title, but AJ was still going to get a good match out of this one way or another. And like I said, this was a very good match between him and Metalik. AJ ended up winning with the calf killer for the win. So this was a good match, and next thing you know, I guess Dorado tried to come in, but kind of check out Metalik, but AJ ended up beating him up too, and then he hit the Styles Clash on him. So yes, AJ Styles kicked the living shit out of the Lucha House Party out here, but a very good match though. Okay, like I said, Gran Metalik never was gonna win the title or had any chance to win the title, but he still had a very good match with AJ Styles. Gable, Shorty G, whatever you want to call him, was in the back as Corbin talked about, hey, you're a former Olympian and everything who gets ignored by this barefoot newcomer. And listen, he's getting all the attention, right? So how would you like to take out Matt Riddle, man? That King's Ransom is available unless you want it. And pretty much told Gable there to think about it, all right? Next, they went into the bar fight. They talked about that from last week as Jeff Hardy came out. Talked about he hasn't felt good like this in a long time, that he's conquered Sheamus, and he knows how dangerous demons can really be, and that sobriety is a battle that he faces every day, but beating Sheamus is a reminder what put him on the right path, that he's an alcoholic, he's a fodder, and he's a WWE superstar, and he loves performing in the ring, and he's grateful for the love of his family, his friends that got him to this point, and he's not going to let his fans down again, because the struggle every day to what he fights for. But next thing you know, Corbin came out, pretty much said that Jeff, we're tired of hearing about your sobriety and whatnot. You just come and whine and cry about recovery and that your life sucks. But listen, the King is taking over again, and he's got to beat Drew Gulak. He's about to have a match with him, and that the Kingdom of SmackDown has been turned into an insane asylum at this point, and he's going to do something about it. So he's going to do something about it. So he pretty much told Jeff, listen, you could try to get in on this ransom, but he knew he wouldn't take it because, he just comes out here and talks about his problems. But next thing you know, Drew Gulak came out and attacked him from behind. He went against Corbin, which just wasn't much of a match. Matt Riddle came out to distract Corbin. Gulak tried to get the roll up, but Corbin ended up getting into days on him right after that. But then next you know, Riddle had got in the ring and went after Corbin. But Shorty G came out, Chad Gable. He hit him with a big German suplex and sided with Corbin now. So I guess he's accepted the ransom and he's turned heel. Honestly, Gable needs anything right now. Now, if he can get a new gimmick, then hopefully that's possible. But now he's aligning himself with Baron Corbin now. Where will this go? Because Gable needs something, and maybe turning heel could be the way. I don't know, but he has accepted the King's ransom at this point. So we'll see what happens with Chad Gable there, if this goes anywhere with the King of Waiters himself. But he is heel now. Next, Big E came out and went against The Miz. This was actually not bad. I'll say that. I'll give John Morrison credit for doing that big-ass, cartwheel kick he did off the steel steps. Looks fucking cool. But this was actually not that bad of a match. Big E ended up getting the win with the stretch muffler for the win. But, I'm hoping this push for Big E can really go somewhere. And everything, because I'm surprised this match even went on that long with Miz. It's Miz, for Christ's sakes. But Big E and him actually had a good match. But I'm hoping this still leads more into Big E singles push and it gets better throughout time. I think he's maybe going for either the Intercontinental or pushing to be the world champion. I don't know. But with the New Day being out of commission right now and him on his own, hopefully this can actually go somewhere. He got a win. That's good. Maybe we can keep racking up wins for Big E, and we'll see what happens with this. But I'm liking what I see so far. And I like that he won with a new submission with a stretch muffler on Miz's leg. So that was not bad. Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro were celebrating being the tag team champions until the Lucha House Party showed up, talking about, how we were invited. As Cesaro said, this was a championships party, okay? And pretty much told them they had to go. I guess they want the tag titles next, which doesn't make a lot of sense because then both of these guys get their asses kicked by AJ Styles at the beginning of the show. So should they even be trying to go for tag team titles after they got their shit kicked in earlier? Think about that for a second. Sheamus, pretty much wearing like he wore last week in the bar fight. Talk about he made a mistake putting Jeff Hardy in his natural environment with all the liquor and everything, and he had a home field advantage, and he was fueled by alcohol and everything. But Sheamus said, Hardy isn't the problem anymore. I'm moving past that. But it's bad news for the SmackDown locker room because now I'm their problem. So he's going to go back and be a barkeep and a bar fighter and just keep going at these guys. I don't know on SmackDown. But good. I'll say one good thing. We don't have to see this Jeff Hardy and Sheamus feud anymore. And we can move on past this into something else. And not as bad as this whole thing with just problems and whatnot. So at least we got something good coming out of this, all right? So yes, Sheamus doesn't have to deal with Jeff Hardy more. Like I said, they both gone their separate ways. Mandy Rose and Otis were in the back, talking about they were about to go on a date and go to a restaurant. I don't know, that's safe to eat in right now, but they were gonna get dessert and everything. But Sonya Deville was watching from behind, pretty much checking, watching out, mostly for Mandy, basically, as Mandy Rose was somewhere else, working on makeup. But next thing you know, Sonya Deville attacked her from behind, beat the hell out of her, pretty much smearing the lipstick all over her face, kicking her several times, said she's going to make her ugly. And then next she took some scissors and started cutting some of her hair off. Then she then got a razor, but security and others pretty much broke it up, stopping the whole beat down on Mandy Rose. Kayla Braxton tried to get some interview out of this as Heavy Machinery was checking on her, but Miz and Morris pretty much came up and talked about Mandy's hair, and I should look like a soccer mom, and a lot of jokes about her hair, and pretty much Tucker ran them off. The Deville and Rose thing I haven't seen for so long. I forgot that was actually still going. I will say Deville gets better every time I see her in this. I thought the beatdown was good. Some people think this is going to lead to a hair versus hair match. I don't know if that'll happen in that, but I did like the beatdown that Sonya Deville did put on Mandy Rose. So, like I said, Deville I like more and more. She's getting better. Mandy, I don't know. But Deville definitely definitely digging it, okay? I did like what I saw right there. But in the main event, we got Bayley versus Nikki Cross for the Smackdown Women's Championship. Listen, we all know who's going to win this, of course, and it was clean also, too. So, Bayley ended up beating Cross with her finisher. I don't know what that's even called, but I know it's not a Bayley to belly and whatnot. But this was still a good match, okay? It was. But we all knew who was going to win since we've already seen it before. And with Bayley winning clean and her and Sasha gloated leaving, Cross was on the ground and pissed off as they had the graphic up, but the show kept going on. Bliss tried to help her, but Cross was pissed off and walked away. Some people think she's going to be crazy Nikki Cross again. But then the lights went out, and next thing you know, the Fiend shows up looking at Bliss walking around in a circle or whatnot. And then pretty much as he got close, he took his hand, put it up near Bliss's face as Bliss looked scared, and put the mandible claw, slightly the mandible claw, not too crazy, but he put her in the mandible claw. That was something I did not expect to see, okay? That's something I really didn't expect to see with the Fiend and Alexa Bliss out there. I'm like, because I actually thought Alexa Bliss was going to turn heel in this, which honestly, they need to turn that girl back heel. Listen, I may say a lot of things about Alexa Bliss, but turn her back to a freaking heel, okay? That's what really needs to happen. I will say that. But the Bliss and Fiend thing was very intriguing, I'll say this. Obviously, I think what's going to happen is that they're going to have the Fiend beat up, Braun's friends or whatnot, whoever he's, friends with backstage or wherever, like Bliss, because we all know how that's kind of been going on for a while between him and Bliss. So the Fiend is going to take out his friends or maybe his family and whatnot until he gets a title shot. And most likely this match is going to be at SummerSlam between the Fiend and Braun Strowman, which I honestly see the Fiend taking the belt off of him, okay? Listen, Strowman's whole run as champion has just been very lackluster in general. Then again, most of his feuds been against Wyatt. And it was that joke match against Miz and Morrison. But trust me, there's people I know that want the belt off of him immediately. And myself, I wouldn't put him in the lower mid-cards, my friend Kyle says. But trust me, Strowman shit. So it's just not even working out for him anyways. But I think I know how this whole story is going to go. It's just going to be, like I said, the Fiend beating up Braun's friends and everything, so we all know how that is going to go, okay? Just going to keep jumping in. But it was one of the most interesting things on this show tonight, because I didn't think they was even going to put the mandible claw on Alexa Bliss, because nowadays you can't really touch any woman and whatnot. There's some people complain on the internet, but you can't really attack any type of woman, but that mandible claw is very slightly put into her, okay? So that was a very interesting ending on SmackDown. But like I said, this does lead into SummerSlam coming up, so I guess they gotta start building up stuff. SmackDown wasn't even that half bad of a show. I actually liked that Intercontinental title match, which wasn't that bad. And I think I forgot a match I did talk about. You know whose match I forgot to talk about in this show, and it sucked anyways, and it wasn't good, between Naomi and Lacey Evans out there. First off, as my friend said, Lacey Evans looks very stiff, which I can see it laying in some stiff shots on Naomi. And let's not talk about the whole Canadian Destroyer spot that went down. I think Naomi tried to do, which didn't look good or even connect all the way. And they kept having Lacey Evans focus on Naomi's braids half the time, until Naomi ended up getting a pin on her and getting out of Dodge. Then I don't really need to see this feud in general. And like I said, this match either was just very stiff or just wasn't that good. And it just looked kind of sloppy on several places on this match, okay? So, Naomi gets the win back. I don't know if they're really going to do anything with that hashtag, or if Naomi's going to push. I'm assuming she's getting some push ever since this whole thing on the internet and whatnot. But I don't really need to see this match with Lacey Evans, because it just wasn't really that good in general. Probably the worst match on this entire show. So, yeah, that's what we got from that, Naomi winning. But like I said, the stuff I liked through the show was this Sonya Deville beatdown was pretty good. The Fiend attacking Bliss. The main event wasn't that bad, but I think it was just predictable in general. I actually thought Big E and Miz was actually pretty good too. That wasn't even that bad of a match, I'll say that. So that wasn't even that bad. SmackDown wasn't that really bad tonight, I will say that. It had its parts, but it wasn't the worst show I've seen that I see on Monday Night Raw, okay? Now, as Gable turning heel, I don't know where that's going to go with Corbin, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's all I can really say about SmackDown tonight, all right? But other than that, though, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodieNight890. Check out any other videos that have been uploaded this week from multiple reviews and whatnot. So yeah, it's me, HLD, coming into news reviews. Know what I do, and it's going down. We are now done with this review of SmackDown. So please tell me what you think about this show tonight down there in the comment section. So yeah, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.